The last few weeks, I've been sick. Not dramatically so. I'm not a Victorian child. But anytime I'm sick, my asthma starts waking up and taking the opportunity to show up and keep me from working out. Just doing enough to keep me from getting a good one in. Not that I've been working out much before. Okay, so I'm in the worst shape of my life, which means it's probably the worst time to have been talking about the upcoming Frontier League Tryout starting on April 20th while co-hosting the Indy Report podcast with my buddy Nick and then receiving this text from the league's deputy commissioner. Because let's be clear, I'm not the type of person to back down from a challenge. Let's back this all up. Who am I?
I'm Ryan.
And I run Indy Nation, which is what you're watching right now. I cover independent professional baseball leagues. In case you're new here,
In which case, how the hell did you find this?
well, let me tell you a little bit about Indy Ball. It's like minor league baseball, except instead of teams existing in a sort of ladder underneath a major league team and sending players up as they develop or bring players from above them down as they struggle, the Indy leagues are full of guys who aren't in that system. Either they're former major leaguers trying to finish out or resurrect careers. They could be guys, they're former minor leaguers who are trying to get back into the minors at least and get into that system. Or it could just be young guys who've never made it to minor league baseball trying to make the jump. The talent levels in the four major Indy leagues range from somewhere around single A in the Pioneer League to between like double and triple A in the Atlantic League. The Frontier League sits somewhere around here, I'd say. And as for my talent level, well, I haven't played baseball organized, at least, in nearly 2 decades. And when I did play, I was fine. I couldn't hit much, but I could pitch a bit, and I was a good defensive catcher. So, there's that. I also more recently played a lot of rugby. Does that help? Not really? Cool. Okay, so I'll mention it's been since COVID, since rugby was played. If I can get things rolling on Saturday, January 17th, I'll have 100 days to prepare. That's just a couple days from now. I have a lot to do in that time. As best as I can tell, here's the list at this point. 1, get in shape. Just basic shape, my guy. We're not talking baseball shape. Run, lift, maybe hit some Pilates for the ladies, maybe do some plyos for the sake of my body not tearing itself apart in protest of what's happening here. 2, start throwing slowly at first. Very slowly. Very, very slowly. UCL trying to blow out like an old car tire. I can tell already. At some point, I need to find a throwing partner, or multiple preferably. Easier said than done. We'll tackle that in the future. 3, start hitting slowly at first because I am going to suck. There's a good bit of self-awareness here. I need to find a batting cage that isn't a full-blown training center because we're not even going to start to bother with that. That's easier said than done. Again, future Ryan problem we'll talk about. 4, got to decide what position I'm playing. Pitching means I don't have to hit. Hitting is the hardest thing in sports. Sorry, not sorry. It's a fact. That's where we're at here. But it also means I need to pitch, which just fundamentally I don't think I can do. Unless I'm throwing high 80s, which I'm not going to, right? The mile per hour situation, I don't even have a grasp on, but I know I'm not going high 80s. I'm going to have to figure something out. I could throw a knuckleball, and I used to throw a knuckleball. I know how to do it. I got really good at it, actually. And then I hurt my hand playing rugby. And now I found that my hand does not get into the position it needs to anymore to throw a knuckleball the way I used to. So I'd have to relearn that pitch entirely. So what's the point? I have some time to figure that out. I'm a little stressed. 5, improve, improve, improve. I have 100 days to not embarrass myself. I think that's the goal. We'll talk more about goals in the future because I think it's a little too soon. Luckily, because I've been covering Indy ball for a while and I know a lot of people in the game, I've connected with some smart people. They've helped me out with some plans to get into some form of baseball shape over these next 100 days. And what's that looking like? I'll start working out pretty much immediately. Well, on day 2. There's no real time to waste here because I'm going to split this thing into 3 phases, 4 to 6 weeks each. That puts me right up to like day 96, I think, math. Starting on day 8, I'll start getting my arm into shape. I'm going to start throwing 3 phases divided up into like 2-week step-ups in distance, velo, and endurance. After 2 weeks, I'm going to start hitting. A week after that, that's about the end of January here, I'm hoping to make a decision on what position I'm focusing on, or at least narrow it down a little bit. I don't even know. I mean, as I mentioned before, I was a catcher back in the day, but you know what gear costs? It's a lot. Don't have that. So, uh-oh. On that note, if working out is starting on day 2, what is day 1 going to be about? Shopping. My glove. It's right there. It's in the background. It's decor now because it's falling apart. My catcher's mitt? Missing. No idea. So not dealing with that problem today. Go one thing at a time. I need a bat. Some balls. Balls. This is quite a task. So I've recruited one of my likely/hopeful ? Throwing partners ? Andrew? You've met Andrew before if you've been around the channel. If not, he's here. Hi, Andrew. Hello. This shopping trip was more difficult than expected. And Andrew wasn't bringing much to the table in the early going.
Again, the concern being my best position is catching, and I'm not about to try to start doing that unless I'm
tell your wife
screwed.
That.
First of all, observation number 1 off the bat.
Bat. Good one. Nice.
Baseball gloves and equipment are more expensive than I remembered. Shout out to my parents, I guess. I wasn't good enough at baseball to justify this sort of expenditure, and there's no way I'm better now, so we're bargain hunting, okay? This decision, with that complication, took a while. Like, probably way longer than it needed to. Jackie was kind enough to get evidence of this less than impressive display of decision-making. Shout out to her for that and the patience involved. You know you're in trouble when you're standing in front of gloves and looking at your phone, which has gloves on it, while your wife is just clearly getting bored of filming you. Brutal. Finally honing in on some reasonably priced gloves that I liked, I needed to figure out what size I wanted, and after some debate, I stuck with the 12 3/4 inch size, like the biggest one that you can really get operating in baseball, that I always used before, mainly because I felt like I'd be more comfortable with it, nothing to adapt to. I don't know. I wasn't really comfortable with the decision, other than the fact that there's a good chance I end up in the outfield. So that's kind of where my head was at. So outfield glove, like a bigger glove. Sure. Still a little nervous about maybe I should get a smaller one, keep the door open for maybe a little more infield action. Luckily, Andrew chimed in with a valuable piece of information. He doesn't have a glove, which, if he wants to be a throwing partner of mine, means we should just get 2 gloves. Fair enough, and expensive. So I grabbed 2 different size gloves. I can decide which one I like later. I can decide to buy baseballs later. I size up some bats. I size up some helmets. And it's time to go and get some additional supplies. Then, quick pause. Let's enjoy Wawa and the Pagoda, creating a classic Reading, Pennsylvania glamour shot here. What a beauty. And then doing some baseball research as a team before calling it a night several hours later. It's day 2, it's day 2. I have got a lot of working out to do. It's day 2, it's day 2. Please don't judge my form, I'm begging you. Just like that, we have eased into this with a day of shopping and another day of some quick Pilates. See, this is doable. 2 days in, 2 successes. Day 3 was the first lifting workout on the schedule, focused on high reps, low weight, and then it was back to Pilates for day 4. After dinner with Jackie and my mom on day 5, which ran a little late and included some dessert, day 5 saw 0 exercise. However, I squeezed in some lifting and more Pilates on day 6. Go me. We're back to even, no longer behind. My main focus for day 6, though, the weekly Indie Ball Report recording with Nick and this week's guest, the mad texter himself, Matt Shepardson. I jumped into this recording session hoping to alleviate some stress by learning some things, like how hard are guys throwing at these tryouts, what the schedule looks like, what's expected of me, and maybe some guidance on what position to pursue.
Let's set some ground rules. I'm
Yep.
not letting you anywhere near a pitching mound.
That's fair.
All right.
I want to throw in my
Because
arm.
I don't want to break you. You know, we have some in and out, you know, infield, outfield, some reps at whichever position you're registered for. So if you're an outfielder, you
Ugh.
couple fly balls and you know throws in from different you know, you're playing off the ground, you're playing fly ball, you're playing grounder, you know, going to first, going to third, going home. Infield, we line you up and you play your infield position. We go around the horn. So you get a shot there. Catchers, it's pop and you know, showing what you can do behind the plate, handling multiple different arms, and you know, then you get your swings, and it's a limited cage for you, but hitting off the
Okay.
machine, so you're not having to guess what's coming in off of multiple arms. But you know, we
Thank
gi- we
God.
we
Yeah.
give everybody a chance to show, you know, their skill, and then day two, if you get through to day two, we have inter squad modified game.
The goals are not embarrass myself and also
Mhm.
not mess up somebody else's opportunity for this. So okay,
Well,
I feel like I
I
can avoid doing that.
I would also like to not get fired for this. So we will
That
we
wasn't a
will we will structure it in a way that everybody can get what we need out of it. We are at roughly probably 300 to 350.
Wow.
Okay, that's a good number.
So you know, split between pitchers and position players. Our average velocity was 92.
Great.
On the guys who were brought back for day
Cool.
2.
Yeah.
Cool.
Fastball velocity.
Okay.
We did measure exit.
I was left with much to think about from that discussion as I tried to focus on work in my mostly de-decorated cube the next day. When and where can I regularly throw, and with whom? How am I going to get enough reps in at the plate to be somewhat ready for this tryout so I don't embarrass myself completely? Is there any way I could survive to day 2 of the tryout? Hell, would I even want to? My best athletic moments seem impossibly out of reach from behind cubicle walls. I'm already finding that this environment is where I find the most self-doubt creeping in. Fortunately, the arrival of day 8 meant I had made it to the second weekend of this fool's journey. After not feeling well and not wanting to yick while lifting on Friday night, I had plenty of working out to squeeze in on Saturday, which gave me some time to process things. What's up, Fancy? You can say hi. You can say hi. You can say hi. You've made an appearance on the channel before. Little boy. The lucky thing is I usually put on weight pretty quick, I'll tell you that much. But I also usually tend to put on muscle pretty quick. I also lose it super quick. Not great. But hopefully I should be able to get sort of to a level of fitness that's operational, at least in the first couple weeks here. Saturday. Big day. What is that, day 8? Something like that? Throwing a baseball. Don't know who with. Might be with Jackie. We'll see. But yeah, man. I'm going to see it on my shirt. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know how that's going to go. A little nervous about it. A little nervous about potentially needing to find throwing partners. You know, I have like mats and stuff I can throw against, but it's not ideal. So I got to figure that out a little bit. And then the weekend after, I'm probably trying to hit the batting cage, as I've indicated prior. I'm going to stick to that. I am trying to hit the batting cage, not probably. The issue being, of course, I don't know where a batting cage is. My early leads on places have not been good. I might stop into a spot tomorrow just to see. It's actually a golf simulator. They've had like baseball throwing area before. I don't know if they still do, but who knows? Who knows? I'm going to figure that out because I got to see. It is very, very likely that I'm going to have to hit a baseball. And I'm going to need to start doing that because, 90 days to get in throwing shape is one thing, but probably 80 days to get in hitting shape, that's overwhelming. And that's just making contact with the baseball. That's not dealing with breaking balls, pitch selection. Not like I'm be sitting on anything. Not like I'm finding my pitch. Just praying. But that's something that I'm going to need to figure out. I'm going to need to figure that one out. Shutting those thoughts out for now and enjoying the momentum after a successful workout, day 8 also meant that it was finally time to dive into something that I had been anxious to reach since day 1. My first throwing day. Oh no.